Most people live their entire lives imprisoned by their own minds. Not because they are weak, not because they lack talent or potential, but because they never learned to master themselves. They confuse motion with meaning, distraction with direction, and they worship motivation instead of building discipline. But let me tell you something eternal, something unshakable, etched into the foundation of every success story in history. You become what you discipline, not what you dream, not what you hope, not what you post. You become what you consistently conquer within yourself. That is the truth men like Edison, Ford, and Carnegie understood in their bones. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't succeed because he was inspired every day. He succeeded because his will was more disciplined than his doubt, because his vision bent the world through force of consistency. He became what he disciplined. You see, discipline is not about suffering, it is about sculpting. It is the chisel in the hand of the Creator. And the greatest creation you will ever shape is you. Most people are waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready, waiting for life to slow down. But time does not wait, and success does not negotiate. You either train your mind, or your mind trains you. You either get up with intention, or life drags you like a rag doll. Because without discipline, freedom is an illusion. Without self-command, potential is a prison. Look around you. Look at the world for what it is, a war of distractions. Every ping, every swipe, every scroll pulls your attention further from your destiny. And unless you take control, unless you become the master of your focus, you will lose the war before you've even begun. That's why the greats, Hill, Nightingale, Disney, they all preached the same gospel with different words. Control your mind, or it controls you. Discipline is not glamorous. It's early mornings, it's late nights, it's doing the work no one sees when you feel like no one cares. But it is in those invisible hours that the foundations of greatness are poured. Discipline starts with a single decision. I will no longer negotiate with weakness. I will no longer let my emotions dictate my future. Because belief without backbone is fantasy, and desire without discipline is delusion. There is a silent force inside every human being, a sleeping lion beneath the surface. But most never wake it up. They numb it with comfort, routine, and excuses. They trade their crown for crumbs because they fear the fire that transformation requires. But you, if you're still listening, you were made for more. You know this. Not your potential, not your talent, your standard. What you demand of yourself when no one is watching, what you tolerate in your own mind when it's just you and the silence. That's where the battle is won. In the silence, in the repetition, in the relentless choosing of growth over comfort. What am I repeatedly doing that is shaping the person I'm becoming? Because repetition is the sculptor of identity. Not once, not twice, but every single day. You are either strengthening your future or surrendering it. And here's the raw truth most will never tell you. Discipline is a form of love, not punishment. It is the highest form of self-respect. Because when you are disciplined, you are telling your future, I love you enough to sacrifice for you today. And that sacrifice? That's the currency of greatness. Not just in business, not just in finances, but in character, in vision, in becoming the kind of person who cannot be bought, distracted, or broken. Discipline doesn't just change your habits, it changes your identity. You no longer say, I try. You say, I do. You don't say, maybe one day. You say, day one. And you don't say, I wish. You say, I will. Every time you silence the lazy voice inside you, you empower the lion. Every time you say no to short-term pleasure, you say yes to long-term freedom. Because you know what mediocrity feels like, and you're done with it. You were not born to blend in. You were born to build, conquer, rise, to become the rare kind of person who lives with intention and dies with no regrets. But that only happens when you choose this truth. You do not rise to your goals, you fall to your systems, and discipline is the system. It is the anchor in chaos. It is the voice that whispers, keep going, when everything else says stop. And the only way to own your future is to win that whisper, daily. So stop lying to yourself about someday. Stop saying, I'll change when I feel like it. If your dreams are real, if they matter, then act like they do. Because belief is a muscle. And so is discipline. The more you use them, the stronger they get. The less you use them, the faster they fade. And when you look back in 10 years, you will either be proud of the battle you fought or haunted by the one you avoided. There is no in-between. So choose the hard road now, because easy never made legends. And the man or woman you're meant to become is already watching you from the future, waiting for you to decide. Will you step up? Will you shut down the noise? Will you own your mind, your habits, your destiny? Because in the end, you will become nothing more and nothing less than what you discipline.